Dear students, good morning all of you. Welcome to the new chapter Coordinate Plane. Okay. So, to explain this concept regarding coordinate plane, nothing but coordinate system. So, let us consider two mutually perpendicular lines. Let us consider two mutually perpendicular lines. Let them x dash x is one of the line and let it be the other line be y dash. And we consider these two are mutually perpendicular to each other. Hence their point of intersection is called origin, denoted by O. Okay ma? Hence the lines x dash ox, the line x dash ox and other line y dash are called coordinate axes. These are called coordinate axes and their point of intersection is called origin and which is denoted by O. Okay. So therefore the horizontal line which is passing through the origin is called x-axis. Is called x-axis. The horizontal line which is passing through the origin. Actually, there exist infinitely many number of horizontal lines, isn't it? So we can draw infinitely many number of horizontal lines. But among that all horizontal lines, only one line which passes through the origin, that is called x-axis. I mean the line x dash ox is nothing but x-axis. In that ox is called the positive x-axis and ox dash is called the negative x-axis. Okay ma? In the same way, the vertical line which is passing through the origin. See, actually in a plane we can draw infinitely many number of vertical lines, isn't it? But among that all vertical lines, only one vertical line will passes through the origin. That vertical line is called y-axis. So nothing but the line y dash, briefly we can call it as a y-axis. So just like positive x-axis and negative x-axis, even here OY is called the positive y-axis, whereas OY dash is called the negative y-axis. And you know, my dear, here these two x-axis and y-axis together we call them as a coordinate axis. Coordinate axis. Nothing but x-axis and y-axis together we call them. Okay, next. See, we discussed the point of intersection of these two coordinate axes is nothing but origin and the coordinates of origin is 0, 0. X coordinate is 0, even y coordinate is also 0. Fine. Now let us assume P be any point on the plane. Let P be any point on the plane. Now draw the perpendicular from P to the x-axis as well as draw the perpendicular from P to the y-axis. Understood, ma'am? So see that which is intersecting at L, and let it be M. I mean PL and PM are the perpendiculars drawn from P to the x-axis and y-axis respectively. Okay, now let us see. L is a point on x-axis and M is a point on y-axis. So if suppose this entire distance, let us assume it as a small x, and even OM length, if you can assume it as some small y, I mean small x comma y are the two real numbers which are assigned to L and M respectively. Then the coordinates of P are, isn't it? X coordinate is small x and y coordinate is small y. Understood, children? So look at that concept once again. Let P be any point in the plane. Now PL and PM, these are the two perpendiculars drawn from P to coordinate axis respectively. Okay, let x comma y are the two real numbers. See, this value is some x and this value is some y. Let x comma y, small letters, be the two real numbers which are assigned to L and M respectively. Then the coordinates of point P denoted by some x comma y. X is nothing but a directional distance on x-axis and small y is nothing but a directional distance on y-axis. Okay, children. So here the small x is called x coordinate. Okay, in the point P x comma y, x is always represents x coordinate, and which is also called as abscissa, and y is representing y coordinate, or simply we can also call as ordinate. So x represents x coordinate, y represents y coordinate. X coordinate is also called abscissa, y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Okay, ma? So look at what is the definition of x coordinate. How can we define what is x coordinate and what is y coordinate? See, x coordinate is nothing but the directional distance from origin to x-axis. Anywhere you can treat it up to here or up to here or up to here, whatever it may be. That particular distance from origin to the x-axis is called x coordinate. In the same way, the directional distance from origin to y-axis is called y coordinate. Understood? So thus, every point can be represented as an ordered pair of. Every point in the plane can be represented as an ordered pair of x coordinate and y coordinate. Similarly, every ordered pair represents a point in the plane. See, suppose -1, 2, an ordered pair, maybe 3, 5, an ordered pair, and maybe suppose -5, -10, an ordered pair. So, listen children, every point can be represented as an ordered pair. At the same way, every ordered pair represents a point in the plane. So, all these are nothing but points in the plane. right? So this is regarding x-axis, y-axis, and both the axes together we call them as coordinate axes, and these are the coordinates of a point origin. Hence this system together we call it as a coordinate system. Coordinate system. Fine. What next? See, once again draw the same diagram. Two mutually perpendicular lines, x dash o, x, y, o, and y dash. Of course, these two are perpendicular to each other. Now you observe, my dear, here that these x-axis and y-axis are dividing the entire plane. X-axis and y-axis dividing the coordinate plane into 4 equal parts. Part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. So entire this coordinate plane is divided into 4 equal parts by the coordinate axis, means x-axis and y-axis. So each part, 4 parts, no? Each part is called as a quadrant. 1/4, no? Quarter part. Nothing but a quadrant. So now there are 4 quadrants. Let it be the first quadrant. This is second quadrant and third quadrant, and this is finally fourth quadrant. And can you tell me now what is first quadrant represents? The region. This is the region X, O, Y. The region X, O, Y represents first quadrant. And the region, what is this region? X dash O, Y represents the second quadrant. Similarly, third quadrant, x dash O, Y dash, and finally fourth quadrant is the region of x, O, Y dash. Fine. Now let us see the position of a point. I mean, if suppose P be any point, and what are the criteria or criterions to be in first quadrant or to be in second quadrant or third and fourth quadrants, right children? See, suppose P is here any point, then you see here positive x-axis and positive y-axis. That means if the point is in first quadrant, whose x coordinate must be positive, even y coordinate also must be positive. Understood? So for example, say some 1, 2, okay, better write here examples. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. X coordinate is positive, y coordinate is also positive. If x greater than 0 and y greater than 0, so that we can say that that particular point is in first quadrant. Similarly, if a particular point should lie in second quadrant, then the condition, look at this one, this region contains negative x-axis and positive y-axis. That means x must be negative, less than 0, and y must be positive, which is greater than 0. So can you give some examples of a point which belongs to this second quadrant? X is negative, say some -2, and y is positive, suppose 1, -2, 1. X negative, y positive. And one more, -5, 4. Isn't it? So every ordered pair with x coordinate negative and y coordinate positive, then which lies in second quadrant. Now can you guess if a point belongs to third quadrant, then what is its nature of x and y coordinates? So very simple. So third quadrant, negative x-axis, negative y-axis. That means x should be negative, y also must be negative. So for example, -1 comma -2, -5 comma -4, isn't it? Both x coordinate and y coordinate are negative, hence that particular point lies in third quadrant. And similarly, coming to fourth quadrant, see, x should be positive and y should be negative. Okay, ma? So example of point which lies in fourth quadrant. See, x should be positive, say suppose 2, y should be negative, maybe -2, or 5 comma -5, or 5 comma -15, isn't it? So this is the way, by observing its x coordinate and y coordinate, we can easily locate the position of a point. I mean whether the point lies in the first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant or fourth quadrant. So this sign of x coordinate and y coordinate will help us to decide the location of a point in the coordinate plane. Okay, fine. See, if suppose some points which you need to remember. See, fine, if P is a point, some x comma y lies on x-axis, that implies on x-axis, any point on x-axis means whose y coordinate must be 0. If a point P x comma y lies on x-axis, then the condition is y coordinate must be 0. So example, say 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, -3 comma 0, maybe 10 comma 0. See all these points. So these are, look at clearly, the y coordinates are 0, no? Hence all these points lies on x-axis. Something like this. Suppose this is 1 comma 0, maybe this is 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, 10 comma 0. So all these points are clearly on x-axis. So remember the condition that if a point lies on x-axis, then its y coordinate is 0. Y coordinate is 0. Similarly, second point, can you guess no? Easily. What is that? If P is a point, some x comma y lies on y-axis, that implies x coordinate must be 0. So examples of some points which lies on y-axis are, see, x coordinate is 0, no? So you have to take 0 comma something, 0 comma 2, 0 comma -2, 0 comma 5, etc. Okay, see, x coordinates are strictly 0. So no doubt that then that particular points lies on y-axis. See, if you can locate, sometimes this may be the 0 comma 2. Okay, for example, and another one 0 comma -2 here down, maybe 0 comma 5. X coordinate is 0 and y coordinate, if it is particular distance is 5 units, then this is 0 comma 5. So very clear that you can observe these points are lies on y-axis. Very easy to remember. If a point lies on x-axis, then whose y coordinate is 0. And if a point lies on y-axis, then its x coordinate is 0. Then if what happens if p x comma y lies on origin. I mean, if it is origin, then very simple that x coordinate must be 0, y coordinate must be 0. So that's why we gave that coordinates of origin are 0, 0. Understood? And now you see not only on x-axis, look at suppose this is a line which is parallel to x-axis, a line which is parallel to x-axis. So we call this line as we call this line as a parallel to x-axis, otherwise simply a horizontal line. What it is? A line which is parallel to x-axis, or we can call it as simply a horizontal line. Then children, on horizontal line, y coordinates of all the points are same. On horizontal line, y coordinates of all the points are same. I mean, earlier we discussed, if a point is on x-axis, see, for example, this is the point 1, 0, maybe this is 2, 0, maybe suppose this is 5, 0 or 3, 0, okay. So if it is a point on x-axis, then we observe that y coordinate is 0. On x-axis, y coordinate is 0. Now if you see a line which is parallel to x-axis, then y coordinate of all these points, suppose this is at a distance of 1 unit or maybe 2 units, then this point, see, x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate, this length is 2, 1, 2, and this is the point we can consider as x coordinate is 2, but y coordinate is again same distance, 2, 2, and this is maybe some 3, 2, and this is maybe some 5, 2. So what do you observe? On a horizontal line, y coordinate of every point is same. Okay? Whereas on x-axis, y coordinates are 0. But any horizontal line, then what you can observe that y coordinates of all the points are same. Similarly, if you consider any line which is parallel to y-axis, can take right side of y-axis or even left side also we can take it. No? This is the line, for example, see, which is a parallel to y-axis, or usually we can call it as a vertical line, simply as a vertical line. Now what do you observe here? On vertical line, the coordinates of x or x coordinates of all the points are same. Okay, for example, this is the point, say some -1, 0. Now look at this point is, see, x coordinate is same, -1, what is y coordinate is this length, 2. So this point is -1, -2. Whereas this point is maybe -1, something. This distance is equal to suppose 4, then this is -1, 4. Whereas this is -1, 5. Okay, so what do you observe here? -1, 2, -1, 4, -1, 5. So very clear that all x coordinates are same. Right, children? So in the next class, we are going to discuss about a few more important concepts, like how to find the distance between 2 points, as well as how to find the area of a triangle, even area of any quadrilateral, etc., etc. And before that, please go through the concepts what we have discussed in this video once again, so that you can easily understand the concepts what we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.